Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It's 3:44 p.m. on January 8th, 2024 in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It's 3 degrees outside on a rainy afternoon in the city. In this video, I walked for 1.5 kilometers starting by the Transit bus stop at Granville in Robson, then strolled northeast on Granville, southeast on Dunsmuir, northeast on Beatty, east on Pender, and south on Abbott, ending my trek by the T&T supermarket at 179 Kiefer Place. To support the channel, click the heart icon to send me a super thanks. For updates, follow me on Instagram at jforestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it, and subscribe. Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. Just walking along Granville Street in Vancouver's downtown core. And it is a rainy day today. And this is a typical day in the wintertime here in Vancouver. There was the prospect of snow, but of course here in Vancouver, where there's snow, there's most often rain. And even if it does snow, it'll usually turn back into rain. So right now, when it's passing over the downtown core here, it's transitioning from snow into rain. And then when it's going back over Burnaby and Surrey, it's transitioning back into snow. So those areas are most likely getting a little bit of snow, but that's not for sure. And of course all the way out to Langford and Langley is definitely most likely snowy out there at the tail end of the interior of the lower mainland. We'll keep walking here. This would be Granville and Dunsmuir Street. A bit of a blustery day too. So of course you gotta have a tight grip on your umbrella if you're wearing an umbrella. And this is the intersection of Granville and Dunsmuir. And it is about 2.9 millimeters of rain that should be falling right now. Of course, you can check the past records to double check that. I am not always accurate, but that's what I remember from the news reports. So, gives you a heads up that it's raining fairly heavily. And this would be abnormal for an area like Toronto, or Montreal, or Saskatoon. But over here in Vancouver, this is quite normal, especially in the wintertime. And definitely nothing that's going to stop Vancouverites from getting out. I myself have been set on a task of heading over to the T&T grocery store. So I thought to pick up some groceries. So of course I am out here right now, filming a few rain walks for you on the way. And we'll keep walking here. As you can see, umbrellas and raincoats are optional. They're not mandatory. And a lot of Vancouverites will get by without them. And of course, if I didn't have camera equipment, I might not be carrying an umbrella myself. So, such is life. I've gotten used to that habit too. If I'm not filming and it's raining, I'll just pop out, jump on the bus, maybe get a little wet, dry off, and pop back out and go to where I need to go. That's about it. We'll continue here on Dunsmuir Street. Up ahead of us we have a brand new city market. It's not quite open yet, but you can see the sign in the distance. Once that opens, we'll have a new building over here in Vancouver to check out. I myself have heard that the Well just opened about a month ago over in Toronto. And that's a new, very important building and structure in a city that gets an awful lot of snow. Or right now, an awful lot of snow and rain. Lately, the Toronto weather has been very, very similar to the Vancouver weather, which is abnormal for Toronto. And of course, talk about Toronto because that's my hometown. Not originally from Vancouver, but I have lived here in the past, and I am living here again now. 1 year back, and very happy to be here. Toronto right now is going through a little bit of growing pains. So it's nice to be over here where I don't have to deal with terms like Sankofa and Sankofa Square. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but if you're from Toronto, you probably know what I'm talking about. Boy, that whole naming thing in Toronto was a mess. It's a mess. How can you rename Dundas Square trying to get away from the name Dundas in Toronto because of its connections to slavery, and then pick a term from a tribe that is even more involved in slavery and for an even longer time over in Toronto. That's because somebody thought, using a Ghanaian word that means to remember the past and look forward would be a great thing to bring. They're smart guys. Real smart there. Isn't there some black or indigenous Canadian you can name that square after? Just saying. Anyways, here's the intersection of Hamilton and Dunsmuir Street here in downtown Vancouver, where we don't have to deal with that stuff. And Robson Square, still called Robson Square. And when they called for defunding the police, with our former disaster of a mayor, Kennedy Stewart, the province turned that around, and then Ken Sims is working very hard to try to bring swagger back to the city. Of course, a lot of people are critical of him working very hard to focus on cleaning up Chinatown, but of course, a lot of people overlook the fact that if you clean up Chinatown, you got to clean up the downtown east side. If you clean up the downtown east side, that's a real beckoning for, or that would be real development for Vancouver here. So, keep it up, Ken. Don't like everything you're doing, but I do like you working very hard to make Chinatown a safer place. Love that area. Love that area a lot. If you happen to be in the area, go down there and spend some money. It's a great place. Nice police presence down there, and the people who own the stores there work really hard to offer some excellent products, especially the restaurants. So definitely something to think about. And this would be the intersection of can be undone here. And we're just gonna cross the street here. And we'll actually be heading down into Chinatown for you. We won't be going that far into Chinatown, just over to T&T grocery store, but hey, it's still very cool. And this would be the intersection of Beatty Street and Dunfield. Now across the street here. I'm not going to take the shortcut here, even though I know some of you are well aware of the shortcut. I'm going to go the long route, just to stretch out the video a bit. And show off some of the excellent shops on this part of Beatty Street here as well for you. And several nice stores down here. Like the Devil's Elbow Ale House. Definitely a place to come down and check out. When you're walking through this section of the neighborhood though, it's also good to also be on guard. Plenty of office space and offices down here and shops, but we are also very close to the downtown east side. And there generally is some spillover with problematic elements from that neighborhood. But most of the time, the people in that neighborhood just want to keep to themselves. But 99% of the time, they just want to keep to themselves. There's always that 1% that's looking to cause trouble. Anyways, let's keep going here. We're at West Pender Street, so this would be West Pender and Beatty. And we'll turn the corner here. There used to be a construction here. It's gone now. That's nice to see. And we'll head on down this direction here. And we're approaching the intersection of Abbott and West Pender. And you're officially in Chinatown. Of course, I'm going to walk down Abbott now and over to the Tina and Tiffany grocery store, otherwise known as T&T Supermarket. We'll pick up some much needed groceries. We're out of our stock of Chinese buns. delectable snacking treats that they have here in all over Metro Vancouver. You can also find them in Chinatown in Toronto, as well as in Montreal and Calgary as well, and Edmonton too. They're very popular over here, and they're also in the T&T grocery stores. There's a bakery in each T&T grocery store, so it's really handy. And then Bay also needed some brown sugar, so down here to pick up some brown sugar after we found out that no frills grocery stores across town don't seem to have brown sugar right now. Seems to be a little bit of a sugar shortage, so let's see if it's available over here. If not, well, that's life. This would be Abbott Street and Kiefer Place right here. And we'll turn right around here. And this section of Kiefer Place is part of the International Village Mall. And this would be called the Paris Square. And here's the T&T grocery store right here. Anyways, folks, thanks for coming along today. Just remember to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Have a good day.